All right, welcome. This is Jessie, Santiago with FMA Pulse.
And I'm Mike Querubin.
So welcome to our YouTube channel. We know this is kind of long overdue, but we wanted to introduce ourselves. Thank you for your support. We started, well, at least Mike started FMA Pulse back in 2009. I didn't jump on until about 2010. So Mike, what inspired you to do FMA Pulse?
Well, basically, I started training in FMA probably around 2003, 2004. And at the time, it wasn't really that well known, and we just decided to. I'm a web developer by trade, so it just kind of made sense to create a website and help promote the Filipino martial arts and the culture as well.
I didn't join until 2010, so my background in terms of education, I come from a film and video fine arts background, and I also have a master's in education. So I was also a teacher, and I worked for a lot of non-for-profit organizations. So actually, Mike came to me and asked me if I were interested in doing videos for the FMA Pulse online content. I said, sure. That went really well. And then a year later, we also had a third business partner that exited the company around the same time. And that's when I kind of joined on board. So we've been doing this consistently since 2010. I mean, we did take a break for a little bit because of personal reasons. But in terms of Filipino martial arts, I started in 2004, but I've been doing like other styles of martial arts before that. So at one point, I was training for MMA in my early 20s. What other martial arts background did you come from, Mike?
I started with Taekwondo when I was a kid, did a little bit of Judo also when I was a kid, and just pretty much did martial arts throughout in college, high school, and everything, and until I started really getting to FMA, and then been doing FMA for a while, but then I also want to be more well-rounded, so I also train in boxing, jiu-jitsu, and some MMA here and there a little bit.
So your journey is kind of like opposite of mine, where I started with MMA, then transitioned to Filipino martial arts.
Right.
And that's the thing with me too. Like, I've done kids karate class after school when I was a kid, and then I also have two older brothers, so I learned how to fight from them. High school, I also played football. And then, besides that, and just cross-training with different styles of martial arts, I didn't really focus until Filipino martial arts until 2009, and then I started teaching in 2012. That was just because I saw a lot of frustration within the students not understanding, because traditionally, like with the Filipino martial arts, it's basically traditionally how it's taught. It's a sink or swim system where
just follow me.
Yeah.
Just do what I do.
The old school training is like they'll throw 10 different techniques and theories at you in one class, and people get lost. So I asked my instructor if I could teach this, with basics and fundamentals. He said, go ahead. So, but for me, coming from an education background, it's like things has to be structured and scaffolded in a way where it's like, all right, this has to be digestible in a way where you have to, teach it. So now with the YouTube channel, within the past couple of years, we've decided to focus and go full bore. So with a lot of the other mainstream martial arts within the Japanese martial arts or Chinese or Korean martial arts, they have their their Ip Man or Ushibas, it's like, and those are all mainstream martial arts within the United States and globally. But within the Filipino martial arts world, we're typically unknown. And a lot of credit doesn't really give due to what the community within the Filipino martial arts has given to the world. So, Mike, if you want to...
And that was one of the inspirations for doing FMA Pulse was, knowing that Japan has Yoshiba, Yamaguchi, all their, big names in martial arts. And we realized that we have our own also in the Philippines that don't get the credit that, they deserve. And, we have our Tatang Illustrissimo, we have
Angel Cabales, Leo
Cabales, Villabro, and it's just endless on how many grandmasters that we have also with our own Filipino art, and we really wanted to help promote them and educate the people that we have our grandmasters also, and we also want to help promote the up and coming instructors, the instructors that are still alive right now, the grandmasters, and we really want to help promote them, and with no politics, obviously. This is just promoting the art.
I mean, that is the key also with FMA Pulse. No politics, no drama. We're trying to keep everything positive and trying to promote Filipino martial arts. And it doesn't matter what style it is. We're just trying to push this and make sure that, giving credit when it's due.
Right. and then where they could just share the people that we interview. They share their art. Also, that even in the Philippines or within Filipinos, is a lot of Filipinos don't even know that we have a martial art, which is another reason why we really wanted to create this site to help promote it. Is that, I mean, our own Filipinos don't even know we have this, but they'll train in everything else.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
they'll train in MMA and jiu-jitsu
Boxing.
and boxing, which is great. We do the same, we do that too, but also understand that we have this beautiful art.
Because even Hollywood is guilty of this, and the reason why a lot of the Chinese, the Japanese, and Korean martial arts are so popular is because they're able to put their art out there within a mainstream lens. So, like with movies, you could see the Japanese culture, you see the Chinese culture. Philippines, our culture is not really put into the mainstream, so a lot of our stuff gets diluted or rebranded.
And even in the movies where FMA is used, you know, people don't even know that's FMA.
Yeah. So we're all about promoting the culture so you can understand where the art's coming from, and also giving a voice to the gurus and grandmasters that are keeping this art alive and teaching the next generation. And our goal is to eventually cover the Filipino martial arts community, not just here in the States, but our goal is to go back to the Philippines and then cover Filipino martial arts globally. So if you appreciate what we're doing with the channel and with the community, we would appreciate that if you hit the like button, subscribe, and also comment, and also share, because that's going to help us out a lot in growing the channel.
Right. And your comments are very important. Yeah, make sure to comment on our videos, give us ideas what kind of content you want us to create, and we'll see what we can do.
Make sure you follow us on our social media outlets. If you have any questions, go to the FMAPulse.com. And then we're still trying to figure out social media, so be patient with us.
Yeah, follow us on our journey, and you know, we're learning too, and hopefully we can give you content that you appreciate.